Been out here working on my lawnmower all day. And, got done when I could get done yet. There's a bunch of stuff that was broken on the deck. Had to weld some crap on it. Anyway, so got over here, got to messing with the duster a little bit. And, just going to go over a little bit about what I had to do to the new fender, which is over in the paintbrush side now. It did not have this hole for those little turn signal lights that were up there. So what I did is I took some 2-inch tape and I lined the very edge of it up exactly with the edge of the fender. I run it all the way down to the end and let it overlap about 2 inches. And then I come right to the peak of this body line with the edge of the 2-inch tape. Run it all the way down and let it overlap the end, a couple inches there too. And the tape come back to about right here. I put about 3 layers of tape over that. And then I took my thumb and I pushed down real hard where the hole was, even indention. I took a razor blade and I trimmed and cut the tape out of there. And it was kind of hard because this hole was so little here. But did the same thing here. And yes, I did nick the primer up a little bit on this, but that's just the first coat of epoxy. I got to do body work to this fender and prime it again and everything, so it'll get covered up. It won't be any bare metal or nicks in it. But after I cut the holes in there, then I took the razor blade and I pulled the tape up a little bit and I slid it right across the front edge there. That way I got all my dimensions from 3 sides, the front, left, and right. I peeled it up. Now, that gives you the location of this hole for the wire to go through and then the screw hole. But because it's on the other side of the car, you can't just lay this sticky side of the tape right down to the other fender. You got to flip it over and invert it. So that being said, the front edge of this, luckily, on this car it bevels in a little bit towards the outside, but not very much. So I went over here to the other fender and put the tape on upside down. And then I took some 3/4 inch tape here. I taped it all across the outside edge and I lined that up and I got it pretty close. And then before I marked my holes anywhere, I took my tape measure. I measure from the other fender. I measure from this inside corner of the fender right to where that screw hole is, and that was exactly 8 inches there on the other fender. And then from the inside edge of the fender to the center of that was exactly 1 3/4 inches. So I come over here and I measured, and I got lucky. I had the hole and everything was dead on. It was right where it needed to be. So I took my little drill bit and I just put an indentation there, and I needed an 1/8 inch drill bit and I didn't have one. So what I ended up doing, I had a little sheet metal screw right there. It's on my drill. It was right at 1/8 of an inch, so I run that in there. And I don't have it here with me, but I've got one of those stair-stepping drill bits that you get from Harbor Freight, or you can buy them other places too. Anyway, I went and matched it on the other fender. I found out exactly how big the hole needed to be. And I got it right in the center, and I just drilled down, and I kept going till it was exactly the right size. So, this hole here is exactly where it needs to be compared to the factory fender. So I thought I'd share how I did that, and how I went about marking the hole and everything in the process. I learned that off of watching a Bitchin' Rides. Can't remember who it was, one of the body guys on there, but they were building something on the front of a car and they used tape, and they used it and kind of built it, and that's what I seen them do first. And then when they pulled the tape off of there, they got all the curve and the dimensions they need, and they laid that piece of tape on a flat piece of metal. And even though the tape was curved and everything, when you pull it off, it still got really close to the exact dimensions and lines of how big the piece of metal needed to be. Then they just stuck that on a flat piece of metal and cut it out. And then they would go shape it and get all these curves like they need to, and then stick it in there and weld their patching or whatever they need to do. But I also seen them do it with marking where holes needed to be. And I thought, that's a pretty good idea. So that's something I learned from that show. Okay? So, Mr. Kindig and your employees, thank you. But just wanted to share a little bit about what I was doing tonight. I'm getting ready to go inside and come back out here tomorrow and put that deck back on my lawnmower and get my yard mowed out there. The grass is pushing 9 or 10 inches tall. Time to mow it. But thanks for watching. If you like the videos and what I do helps you, leave a thumbs up, leave some comments, got any questions, ask questions, and subscribe to the channel and share with your friends. Appreciate it.